This is the most disgusting budget I've ever seen. All of the worst things you could imagine a president could do with a budget are in this one. And that includes the Board of Peace and crypto reserves. Let's dig in. I was once very critical of President Biden's increase to the defense budget, rightfully so. It was the biggest in history at $850 billion. Well, Trump wants to increase that to $1.5 trillion. Is money real anymore? The most alarming part of it is for the war in Iran. We've now been there for 6 weeks, and the president likes to tell us that we'll be there for just a few more. And yet he's requesting $350 billion to resupply munitions from the war. To put that in perspective, the entire Iraq war, which lasted 9 years, cost about $1 trillion. They're requesting almost a third of that after 6 weeks. There's $18 billion for his Golden Dome Star Wars reboot. That's Reagan, not Lucas. And $66 billion to build 34 new ships for the Navy. That's the biggest request since World War II. And then finally for defense, a smaller line item, but just as alarming nonetheless. There's $650 million for National Guard mobilizations in D.C. You can only guess what that's for. And then it wouldn't be a Trump budget without deportations and detentions. $152 million to reopen Alcatraz. He does not drop this stuff, so watch out, Greenland. And then $63 billion for the rest of the concentration camps to maintain 41,500 beds. Now to the rest of the domestic. A 50% cut to the EPA, a $4.7 billion cut to education, eliminating federal work study. And then a day after we finally have something to celebrate, NASA being back to the moon with Artemis, there's a $20 billion cut to NASA because they would rather put missiles in space than do science. Oh, and a $10 billion cut to NASA and NIH science programs and medical research. Okay, so how are the Board of Peace and crypto involved? Well, just like I said would happen in my video yesterday, there's a 1 million Bitcoin target and moving the statutory gold price up from 42.22, the number it's been since 1973. That's again so he could take the remainder and buy more Bitcoin. For the Board of Peace, they want to cut U.S. aid even more by another 26% and funnel that money into the Board of Peace. And just to top it off, Trump's own crypto company, World Liberty Financial, is mentioned as private sector digital rails for distribution of international aid. And with all that uplifting news, I'm going to leave you with this video. Follow me on Substack, and remember, this hasn't passed yet.
We can't take care of daycare. We're a big country. We have 50 states. We have all these other people. We're fighting wars. We can't take care of daycare. You got to let a state